प्रभु की आ जा रे, पल पल जीवन जाए रे, कर ले प्रभु का भजन, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे। बारंबार मिले ना ये मानुष जन्म, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे, शरण प्रभु की आ जा रे। प्रकाशित हृदय में ईश्वर भक्त के समाए, साचा रूप साचा रंग मन में दिखाए। प्रकाशित हृदय में ईश्वर भक्त के समाए, सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Quiz question. What is the most important thing a person needs in life? This thing should be such a thing that you can't function without it. If you have it, then you have everything. And if you don't have it, you have nothing. One thing, quiz question. What is that one thing, the most important thing a person needs in life? If you have it, you will be happy. If you don't have it, you will not be happy. If you have it, you will be productive. If you don't have it, you will not be productive. The single most important thing in life, and just one word, please. Don't give us a lecture. Either you know the answer or you don't know the answer. So, do you know the answer? Yes,
Ideal.
no?
Yes.
Yeah. What is this? What are you all saying?
Awareness.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Wisdom.
Okay. What else? Anyone else has any other answer?
Awareness.
Who said awareness?
I am Bhargavi.
No, Bhargav.
Liberation.
Liberation. Anyone else has any other answer?
Intellect.
Who said intellect? Why is it? Why am I not seeing today the thing striking?
Okay, I don't know why.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Arun. All right. You said intellect?
Yes.
Okay. Choice. Choice we always have, Rajesh. That's always with every one of us at all times. Okay. Anyone else has any other answers? Okay. Then top marks go to Deep Raj, who says ideal. I hope, Deep Raj, you do have an ideal. Because knowing the right answer and living the right answer are usually an ideal, a goal, a higher goal. You can't manage an ideal if a goal is the single most important thing in life. We keep asking ourselves this question: why is my life not good? Why am I unhappy? Why do these things happen to me? So many questions we have. They will all dissolve if you have an ideal. There's no question left. Because the moment you have an ideal, you have something to do. And when you have something to do, you have no time for futile questions. You have no time to be unhappy. You have no time to complain. You have no time for any of this stuff. So the single most important thing in life is to have an ideal. If you do not have an ideal, then get one. Don't say, I don't have it, what to do? Well, find one. Find something greater, nobler, vaster to dedicate your life to. That is the very first step of Karma Yoga. Just doing good work is good, but it's not good enough. What is that I am trying to achieve? What is that I am working for? What gives my life some meaning, some sense? There's a Sanskrit Shabashitam from Niti Shatakam. It says, eating, eating, sleeping, mating, all these things are done by every animal. And because you do it, it's no big deal. Remember that. Oh, I got a house. So what? Every bird makes a house. What's your big word? What are you making a big noise about? Oh, I made a lot of money. So what? Every bird, every animal, every insect makes enough money to feed themselves and to live what they call a comfortable life. Means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Many animals also, they do something for each other. The orca waves, they work together. Even elephants work together. So what, you become an orca wave, you become an elephant? What are you talking about? An idea that nobody but a human being can have. And that is the only key to our existence. Dr. Geeta Mohan, can one choose the right ideal without wisdom? Now, yes, you're right. A lot of people could have asked, it could have answered the question as you have and said the most important thing in life is wisdom. So why is that not a right answer? Why do you say that wisdom is not the right answer? Because wisdom means what you have. Wisdom is what you have. Ideal is what you're working for. Saying that I have something is simply not good enough. You may be at 99% of human development. It doesn't count because you're stuck there. I may be at 1% of human development. But if I am working, I can overtake you any day. Okay, hare and tortoise. So wisdom is not what is important, because wisdom is simply my current state. Whatever my current state is, that is my wisdom. Ideal is what is my future. It means what I have to still accomplish. So now I'm coming to your question. Can one choose the right ideal without wisdom? There is no such thing as the right ideal. Right ideal means only that which is for you inspiring, which is higher for you, for any individual. So nobody can tell anybody what their ideal should be. For each one, it is their own. From a certain level, something seems inspiring. I need to focus my attention on that. Only on that. So then everybody has this problem. Okay, I focus my attention on that. Then how will I get food? How will I get a house? How will I get a mate? How will I get? Don't worry about it. If you have an ideal in life, you become so objective towards the lower that getting all of these things is like, you don't even have to think about it. You will be able to identify the right spouse. You will be able to identify the right ways of earning money. You don't even have to think about these things, because you're objective to it. Anything you're objective to becomes very simple in life. Shipram? No, may or may not be Shipram, Deepraj. Do not hope for immediate results, may or may not. But you will become objective. You will know whom to marry. That solves 70% of your problems. You will know which place to live in. That will solve another 70% of your problems. I'm going beyond 100%. I don't know how Deepraj is not objecting to anything I say. No, he's doing PhD in mathematics. He says, who got 70%? How did you add this up? No, 70% of marital problems you will solve if you knew who to marry. 70% of your house problems you will solve, you know where to get married. 70% of your financial problems you solve just by taking one right step. So, you don't need that much time and effort and energy to figure those things out. But you do need to put in the effort to figure out your ideal. And if we don't have that, then get one, please. Don't say, I don't have one. Mukesh Bacharya, should it be unselfish? Ideal by definition is unselfish. Goal can be a personal goal. So if you feel that, no, I cannot have an ideal, I just can't think so unselfishly. Acha chalo, goal to rakho. Means at least have a goal. Because having goals, having ideals are difficult things. People are not trained. The strange thing about our education system, the strangest thing about our education system, because I can't say strange, everything about it is strange. But the strangest thing is the entire education system is designed so that people get a job. Right? When you go to school, why are your parents sending you to school? So that you will get a job. When you join college, why did you join college? So that you'll get a job. Everything is around getting a job. And yet, I don't know if you recently have tried to hire anybody. Not one of them know how to work. They don't know how to work, and the teachers don't know how to work either. Dealing with educational institutions, which nowadays I am forced to do, is a torture. Because they don't understand discipline in work, they don't have any, like, karenge, dekhenge, sochenge. Do you understand? Yes, no. No means topic closed. Yes means get down to action. Nobody knows how to work. The strangest thing. Impossible. It is impossible working with educational institutions. All those who have worked there will know what I'm talking about. And even if you haven't worked there, you will know that the general trying to hire somebody nowadays is almost impossible. Nobody from the lowest to the highest are they capable of doing what they're supposed to do. Because there is nothing teaching us how to work. I mean, not that we're teaching anything else, but if your education system is designed to teach work, at least teach that much. So, having a goal is itself difficult. Because you don't know how to work. Nobody knows how to work. It's the strangest thing ever. Very, very few people know how to work. Just work step by step. Nowadays, I'm getting the feeling that our main job in this institution is to teach people how to work. And I don't know if I should pat myself on the back for anything, but one thing I am proud of is how people work over here. With this exposure to Vedanta, it's an amazing thing. Nobody's actually telling them anything, but just the exposure. And work is always done consistently, properly. You don't take up something, drop it. You decide halfway you want to do something else. So having a goal is itself difficult because we are not trained in this. But there are some people in this world, very efficient, very smart, who have goals and they work for them. But they still don't achieve very much because really for a human being, a goal is a what should I say, a compromise. Better if we had an ideal. That means we're working, but we're working for something way beyond ourselves. Okay, so ideal, should it be unselfish? Short answer, yes, by definition, ideal is unselfish. But if you're finding ideal difficult, then at least goal. Then, Momita. If I fixed an unselfish ideal, but I'm not able to lead a disciplined life, does it mean I need to revise my ideal to a goal? If I have fixed an unselfish ideal, but I'm not able to lead a disciplined life, does it mean I need to revise my ideal to a goal? Momita, if you have an ideal, it is impossible then to go back to a goal. How will you? How can you do that? It's like I have learned to work for my family's welfare. How can I go back to working for my own? You can't go backwards ever. If I have an unselfish ideal, and it's not I have fixed an unselfish ideal. If you're deeply motivated by that unselfish ideal, you create a sort of, what should I say, a centrifugal force around yourself, Nothing can, anything will ricochet off. What's the word I'm looking for?
Ricochet.
Ricochet off this, this thing. You can't do that. You can't go back. You can't tell Vivekananda, look, you're not handling your ideal very well. Why don't you go get a job? He won't. He can't. He has lost the ability to do so. So if you have an unselfish idea, but if a person has an unselfish idea, it means he's motivated by that. He wakes up in the morning thinking, I'm going to do this. You don't need to revise the ideal to a goal, because if your ideal is not inspiring you, what is your goal going to do? You're already fed up with it. I mean, fed up means it means nothing to you. What we need to do in that case is attempt a more disciplined thing. Keep being more disciplined and using your ideal to make you more disciplined. Like, I will not achieve the ideal if I don't do this. You're using the inspiration of the mind to make yourself disciplined. You can't go backwards.
It's just a little frustrating these days because I envisioned myself somewhere in terms of discipline, at least. I'm nowhere there. So I feel a little overwhelmed that, am I fooling myself? Should I just, but yeah, you're right. I'm not able to go back and be interested in what I was interested in earlier. So there's a conundrum. Maybe if I stick to this long enough, then there'll come a time when I'll feel comfortable.
No, not stick to
Not
it.
comfortable in the sense of not reaching, but
No,
there
but
are times.
sticking to it is not enough. It's the struggle to become disciplined. You are now calling some X thing discipline, right? If you struggle, you will eventually achieve that level of discipline. When you achieve it, you will realize that is not discipline at all. There is way more things that are called discipline. So that struggle will continue till you're realized. It's not going away, Momita. Relax and enjoy life. What you're feeling now is what you're going to be feeling all the way to realization. And getting overwhelmed is something that we don't do because we know it is what it is. That is one of the first lessons of Vedanta. It is what it is. Right? Everything, other people, I, nature, weather, government, it is what it is. Sit.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Pravesh, I'll just come to you. Dr. Geeta Mohan, a goal is subjective and an ideal is objective and universal. This is how I understand it. Debatable. Yes, debatable. Both a goal and an ideal is subjective. Why you're having this difficulty is you're using the word ideal in another sense. Ideal as in the ideal state. So that ideal, which is self-realization or enlightenment, that's objective, obviously.
Okay.
Objective in the sense, it's common. But ideal is not only that. It's not only in the sense of the best. I mean, we're not using it in the sense. Here, ideal is defined as a goal for something more than myself. A goal is a step towards an ideal, correct? An ideal keeps moving higher and higher as we achieve our earlier one, correct?
Okay.
The step-by-step movement towards the ideal with the actual changing to gain it. Yes, that's correct. So that ideal, even you are talking about the relative ideal now. In the sense, you keep raising until you reach realization.
Okay, so I was using ideal in a different
Yes.
way. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Pravesh.
Now, in education system, when this human values education should be started. Actually, I am in engineering college, and I have seen that human values is the part of curriculum. But what I experience that most of the student as well as faculty members won't able to understand the deep meaning of that human values, and they take this subject for granted. Means even they don't want to means if they have to teach this subject, they feel like this is not as per our like whatever we deserve. Even they don't want to teach this subject. Even students also don't able to understand. I think at the graduation level, they have certain belief system, and when we try to teach these kind of subject to them, they means it is very hard to make them understand. So when it should create an impact on the coming generation.
I agree with both the students who refuse to learn it and the teachers who refuse to teach it. I think they're right. Because
No. Call me.
they're right, because there are very few people who can teach. You pick up anybody, give them a 6-month course on human values and say, go and teach values. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's a wonderful idea that we should teach people so many things in school, in college, and post-graduation, PhD, all the fabulous ideas. But where are your teachers? So it's a great idea, but nobody thinks this thing through. Do you have the teachers? You don't have the teachers. And what have you started? You're making a mockery of the whole thing. That is why we have a plan. We want to make a university where at least some of those people hopefully will become teachers. We have a plan for it. Where is the plan for it? And teaching values doesn't mean you are teaching values. Teaching values means you are committed to living them. And you're making at least some attempt to do so. Some attempt to improve yourself in that thing. नहीं तो चलो come give a lecture, renunciation, ये सब छोड़ना चाहिए, selfishness बुरी चीज है, nonsense are you people talking? You should be honest, you should have integrity. पागल लोग क्या? As if you can teach people values like this. And if you could teach people values by giving them lectures on how good they should be, then give it to yourself first. So the concept is absolutely incorrect. Absolutely, the concept is itself. Where are these teachers who are so clear, who are so pure, who are living a life of character? Where are these people? And if there are these people, then they will teach. Whoever is around them will learn. So first step is create teachers. Next step is figure out how are we going to teach the students. That's step number 2. Step number 1, creation of teachers. When you create good enough teachers, they'll figure out how to teach this. Because you have to teach the human. All this headache, who's going to do? मेरा curriculum है. This is what I have to cover. मैं ये cover करती हूँ. These are values can be taught. And you have to live it yourself. When you say, I will meet you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, then please meet the person at 10 o'clock. You know, we all grumble that we write to people, they don't write back to us. Okay, if I send a book or an article to a newspaper or magazine, they will not say no thank you or yes we'll use it. They'll use it or not use it, apni marzi hai. So we as an institution, are we saying thank you? Are we appreciating that other people have reached out to us? You see, it works in everything. I mean, you know, now we were looking for a layout person. So lots of people got in touch with us, and then we have to obviously choose somebody. And people are writing to us in spite of the fact that, so Momita has one extra task now. She must be mad at me. She has so many tasks, one extra task. Say thank you to everybody and tell them what we have decided, that no, we don't need whatever. Communicate back to those people. And people do it to us, we are so offended. But we have no problem doing it to others. Right? So live.
Ma'am, one thing that this can be done at individual level, but someone is trying to make a difference in the society, and we are providing the training and workshop on this. Even most of the people don't want to take it. Means they don't want to understand.
Right, of course. As if you now want to understand. 15 years ago, did you want to understand? They don't want to understand. They don't want to understand. Forget about it. People will come to it when they are ready. You cannot force a person to grow up. You cannot.
So keeping these kind of subjects in the curriculum, how much impactful it will be?
It will be very impactful if the teacher is good. This is all dependent on the teacher. So forget about trying to teach anyone. Forget about the short-term thing. What will I do about these students? You know, I mean, I'm talking now nationally or internationally, even globally. Forget about it. Whoever are good teachers around, they will do their jobs. The rest are not going to get exposed. But if genuine people, like people in this class who are struggling to improve themselves, for instance, and they're working towards it, They're doing their karma, they're doing their bhakti, they're doing their jnana, and we can see that they are doing these things. I mean, nobody has to show us, but it's obvious that they are doing it. Then we hope that they will at least one day be in a position to be those people who can teach, right? But we don't have to concentrate at the moment on the students because there's no point in it. If all of us as a class are dedicated to it, have understood the importance, then we have a single goal: set up the Vedanta University. Don't look here, don't look there, just focus on setting that up. Because once you get that going, then the whole trajectory will start. Just focus on one thing, nothing else. We can't see anything else, right? And in your individual capacities, whatever you are doing, like you're a teacher, so in your individual capacity, whatever you can do, whatever you can share, go right ahead. But focus is always on that one thing, because that is going to set out that spiral. I mean, not by itself. It's not like we set it up and then it'll do it. We go on and on and on with only one thing. As a group, we do only one thing. And we have to put everything else to halt, like, orphanages, old age homes, climate change. So many things are going on, right? But get this one right, and then everything else will function. So let's get this one going. Sorry if I didn't answer your question. How to get the student involved? Answer: create teachers. Because teachers do it. Policies don't do it. Textbooks don't do it. Curriculums don't do it. Get the teachers. Get the teachers ready. And by teachers, I mean those who don't even want to teach. They have no intention of teaching. All they want is to improve themselves. Those people will teach. They will be natural because they will be natural teachers. People will go to them and learn. Okay. Sorry, I don't seem to answer anybody's questions directly. Okay. Now, right, so let's come back to the point we were at. What was the point we were at? I mean, the class was at.
The ideal. We were talking about the ideal.
Right. Or most important was not the answer, but the question. What was the question?
What is the one thing that we need to seek or have
One thing in this world that you
in this world?
have.
That
Whether you have anything else in this world or not, doesn't matter. You're not rich, doesn't matter. Your body is not found, doesn't matter. You don't have support from family and friends, doesn't matter. You're not very talented, you're not very efficient, doesn't matter. Whatever you think you don't have, doesn't matter. There's only one thing that matters. And you get that one straight in your life, and everything else will simply fall in place. If you don't believe me, then have a little bit of faith and get an ideal. Try it for 6 months, a year. And if it still doesn't work, then give it up and give up Vedanta. Just give up Vedanta itself because it didn't work. But if you are a student of Vedanta, then have that little bit of faith. Yeah, I don't even believe this, but this is what I'm going to do. Because this is the single most important thing. And if you feel I don't have an ideal, get one. If you say, give me an ideal, I already gave you one. All right. The ideal is always self-realization. That's the highest ideal. If you find that too much to struggle with, then you have an easier ideal. What is the easier ideal?
Set up Vedanta University.
Self-development.
Set up Vedanta University. Work towards that one thing. If that inspires you, if something else inspires you, go ahead and do that. Do whatever in the world inspires you, but please work on that inspiration, whatever it is. If playing the flute inspires you, then play the flute. but then your life must be flowing. Whatever in the world inspires you to do, please go out and do that. But that inspiration, that motivation, that care for something beyond yourself, that is the single most important thing a human being has to have. And don't say, no, I care about my mummy and I'm taking care of her. Not good enough. Because it's simply not good enough. Taking care of your parents is like breathing. You have to do it. What's there to talk about? It's obvious. But that's not your whole life. Just as earning money is obvious, you have to earn it. Taking care of your body, obvious, you have to do it. But that's not your whole life. Your whole life really is that ideal. And based on that ideal, everything has to fall into place. When you do that, it is called
Karma Yoga.
Very good. What happened? Only Deepraj is listening. What is everybody else doing? Only one student is listening. When you're able to have that ideal in life, that is Karma Yoga. Which is what we're studying. Most people understand Karma Yoga as, okay, I'll go and do a little bit of social service. I'll go and serve somebody a little bit. It's not a little bit. It's your life. Then it is Karma Yoga. Otherwise it is?
Karma Bhoga.
Very good. It is Karma Bhoga. You are doing what you enjoy. No, this is your life. And everything else will fall in place. Just let it fall in place. Okay, all clear so far? Yes, no? Yes? Then once you have that ideal in place, then comes the second part of discipline, which is getting the actions perfected. Right? So Mamita, that's where the second part that you were referring to comes. Getting that each and every action perfected. Everything we do, every action we perform should be like an exhibition piece. Like, somebody should stand and say, oh, wow, that was well done. Right? And the only way we can achieve that is if the mind is completely on the action. You have no time to think of anything else. So first step in Karma Yoga is have an idea. Second step is how can each and every job I perform, every action, every single piece of work I do become perfect. Did we read that paragraph? Yes? No, right? So let's read it. We didn't do this one? Okay, who will read this paragraph?
I would love to read Janki.
Please.
Karma Yoga, the path of action, envisages an ideal in life. One who follows this path, a Karma Yogi, dedicates his life's activities to the ideal he has set. His mind is focused on the noble cause for which he works, while the body is engaged in constant action. All along, his intellect ensures that the mind and body do not slip away from the path set for the purpose. When the mind and intellect are thus pursuing a selfless ideal, the body becomes energized to work. The more he works, the more energy it releases, and with greater energy, work turns out dynamic. So what it is trying to say is, as a karma yogi or a person who attains or tries to establish your karma yoga within himself or herself, he is totally dedicated into action he chooses, he or she chooses. So suppose if I, for example, if I choose to attend this session, and once I'm done with this session, I want to move ahead and make some notes. Or currently I'm making some notes out of it. So I'm choosing, the karma is attending the session. Making the notes is the action out of the karma yoga. So once the person chooses the karma yoga to attend the session, one more action gets generated from that attending the session, for instance. So that is exactly what it is. So sorry, my video just got interrupted. Yeah. So what it is trying to say is, once a person chooses an action, that next action comes into place. For instance, for me right now, karma yoga is attending the session, and writing down notes is one more action that is getting generated from the karma yoga, which is attending the session. So once a person practices the first action of thought, which comes to the mind, the next action of thought gets generated. And similarly, intellect develops, and slowly and steadily the person also develops through the process of action, which is karma yoga.
So can you tell me the most important part of karma yoga is what?
Is action. Oh, realizing, okay, it's realizing the fact that you have to be a karma yoga. You have to be part of karma yoga. You have to have an ideal, basically. A thought.
Most important thing is we have to have an ideal.
Right.
Once we have an ideal, what is an ideal? Beyond one's selfish, self-centered interest. Something we're inspired by, beyond us, a noble cause.
Right.
And just being inspired is not enough. You have to do something about it. Because many
Right.
people are inspired. Every 10 minutes, they're inspired by something else. No,
Right.
choose one thing and you work for it.
Right.
Then now when you're working so hard, people will think, gosh, it all sounds rather tiring. And I will be quite exhausted working for this. So what is the response to that?
There has to be a purpose of why I'm choosing that ideal.
No, we've already covered that part, right? I've chosen the ideal. Now, when why don't people have goals in life? Because it seems like a lot of work. It's so exhausting thinking that, oh my God, I have to have a goal and then I have to work towards that goal. It sounds exhausting, right?
Right.
So when you say have an ideal, most people
Right.
object and say, oh, baapre, itna kaam karna padega. So what is in response to that?
I think you should think of the work that you are dedicating yourself to, and then take the action one at a time, so that the question of why do I need to work so much to reach my ideal through a purpose gets established in the mind, which is basically development of intellect. Slowly,
Okay, but don't say what you think. You tell us what the author told us. Because you're summarizing the paragraph, right? So what did the author say? How will you deal with this problem? Oh my God, how can I do so much work? What did the author say that will happen?
Can I see the slide?
Should be mind and intellect should be synchronized.
His mind should be focused on the noble cause.
Then what happens?
Then he gets engaged into the action.
Okay. And then what happens?
Then his end of the day, his intellect ensures that the mind and body do not slip away from the path of the purpose, which is the development of intellect. So you're not slipping out. Yeah, yes, Janki.
Okay, and then what will happen when you do this?
So the mind is
energy.
Yeah, I would accept that. So generating that energy, and you become selfless. That it is mentioned that you're choosing a path. And once you're selfless, you're totally dedicated to the action, through the purpose of due to the intellect of development, and your body.
Lots of words, Nilanjan, focus. If
Yeah.
my body and my
be concise. Don't become dragging.
So yeah, you get an energy. You get the body becomes energized.
Fewer words, so we know whether the idea has come across. What did he say so far? He said ideal. Okay. Right. Then intellect directs all activities to that ideal. Right. And if that happens, what is generated out of it is
energy.
Very good. What is generated out of it is energy. So People believe that they will be more tired if they do this. The fact
Right.
is they will be more energized if they do it.
Correct.
That's what he's trying to tell us in this paragraph.
Understood. Yes. Thank you.
So everybody's clear about this paragraph? Anyone has any question? Yes, Deepraj.
No, I was just saying I was clear.
Oh, clear. Okay. All right. Anybody has anything? Paragraph clear. We need an ideal. When you have an ideal means what? Not just the think big thoughts, but you're actually working towards it. All mind, body, intellect, all in one direction. And when you do this, you gain a burst of energy. Get lots of energy to work. And you will see this is true, right? Even in simple things. Even if your mind shifts from yourself slightly, you'll see how much more energy you get. Okay, a man is very tired. He comes home from work. He's exhausted. And then he finds that his child is bitten by a mad dog. He doesn't say, I'm too tired. I'll look at it tomorrow. He'll immediately pick up the child, rush him to the hospital, stay with him for as long as it takes. And there'll be no tiredness until that child is not okay. Once the child is okay, then again he'll be tired again. But all that time, no tiredness. So even you all, most of you all, are doing a lot of work with the institution. And that's a wonderful thing. And the thing is that you all are all doing it along with the work that you're doing, as it is. You're doing your normal work. At some point, you used to think that normal work was a lot of work. Then you started doing some volunteer work with Vedanta Institute, with the Vedanta Trust, Vedanta Wisdom Tribe. Now you're doing the original work you were doing, plus you're doing this as well. Right? So where did that additional burst of energy come from? Where did that additional time come from? Just because of motivation by an idea. Yeah, Momita.
So when we are motivated by an ideal, we get a burst of energy. But is the reverse true? When we are unmotivated and grumbling, it means we've lost the ideal, or we are being selfish, or
Yeah. Because yes, it does mean that. How can
but
you?
the whole time that we are pursuing something, we actually do have an end result in mind. We do want the fruit, which is why I'm even doing all this. Even the burst of energy is no motivation until and unless it reaches me to my actual final goal.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you need to think about it all the time. You'll be demotivated if you keep thinking of it all the time. And you're wasting energy. Each one of us have to figure out what we want to achieve. Then we have to figure out a way to achieve that. And then we have to do that way. What is it you're thinking of what I want, or how far it is, or how close it is, or how great it is?
When we are dipping, is it a good idea to remind ourselves of the final ideal? Because sometimes it's the energy gets lost or dissipated. We lose track of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
That means I've been indisciplined in doing it, right? So let us say you're doing karma, okay, you're in charge of the publication of the books, you're doing karma, and you have lost energy. Then you have to go back and say, what happened here? Did I overdo some part? Did I not do something? Are my morning studies on? Which aspect of my discipline am I not following? Now, if somebody may have a parent who's not well, and you're exhausted looking after the parent, but then ask yourself, okay, my parent is not well, so have I used this as an excuse to not do my morning study? Or study sometime? I mean, all of us have had unwell parents, and okay, yes, you have to sometimes spend the night at the hospital, or sometimes months at the hospital. But you are dedicated to your ideal means your stuff continues. So many things will happen. People will get married, they'll fall ill, other people will fall ill, there'll be all sorts of emergencies, there'll be travel, there'll be this, there'll be that. That is life, right? As long as we are in life, all these things will go on. But my morning study will go on, no matter what happens. You can't say, oh, now this has happened, that has happened. Of course it will happen. What? Unless you're dead, if something or the other is bound to be happening.
So reminding ourselves of the final goal is probably not going to be a great motivator at that point.
If it motivates you, great. But the easiest thing to do is to seek satsang.
Okay.
But that also is an instant pickup. But the real thing is go back to the discipline.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions on this paragraph? Who will read the next paragraph? Sudhi Matu, are you new? And if you're new, is everything clear? If not, please feel free to ask. Who will read the next paragraph?
I can read. The path of action further ensures that the energy gained is not dissipated through unproductive channels. There are three distinct ways through which energy drains away. One way is by the mind worrying about the past. The second is through its anxiety over the fruit of action. And the third, its excitement in the present action. However lofty the ideal be, your mind tends to slip into these channels. It loses its concentration on the present action. Your intellect must exercise its strength to hold the mind on to the action whenever it strays away. You must learn to clip the past, clip the future, and plunge into the present activity. Then your action becomes perfect, be it in the material or spiritual field. How do you get, so the paragraph is teaching us how to get perfect action. We get perfect action by controlling the mind, by using the intellect. The three ways the mind does go out of control is when it wanders into the past or the present, and when it's too exciting, wandering into the past or the future, and when it's too exciting in the present.
Excellent, wonderful. So Raj has summarized it very well. It's a simple thing. The mind will play up, whether it's ideal or no ideal. The mind will play up. How will the mind play up? It will say things. Oh, that happened, that happened, that happened. You know, it's so sad in my life. These things have happened. Or, oh, things are so bad now. Those were the good old days. The mind will love to go into the past. I am not good enough. Other people are doing better than me. All unnecessary thoughts of the past. Well, these are all thoughts of the past because it represents past work. So this is all, oh, that person has this, that person has that. That person is smarter than me, that person is richer than me, that person. Why are you competing with others? Because somebody is smarter than you, is he happier than you? Because somebody is wealthier than you, is he happier than you? Is there some rule that the more wealthy person is the more happy person, the more beautiful person is the most happy person, the most whatever, knowledgeable person is the most happy person? Is there some rule? If there is a rule about who should be happy, that rule is only one. What is that rule?
Whoever has an idea.
Whoever has an idea. Very good. Thank God, at least one person is listening. I don't know what the rest of y'all are doing because I can hear only one person answering. Are y'all all there? Have y'all all gone to sleep? Maybe more people should put on their videos so I know that y'all are at least awake. At least that much we should have. Okay. So there is no rule that because somebody has a better car, he is now a happier person than you, or a better house, or a better parent, or a better spouse, or a better child. There is no such rule. Right? You all agree, right? There's no such rule. Just by saying that that is better than me, that person is happier. No such rule. He could be way more miserable with all those things. Where, oh, he's healthier than me. No, very unfortunate. There was this man, a friend of my husband. All the time he would put on the Facebook about he ran this marathon, he did that thing, and like, fit. And a couple of days ago, we got the information that he unfortunately passed away. All this time, all his more sedentary friends must have said, see, look at him and this and that. Not the friends' wives must have said, see your friend, he's going here, he's running a marathon. What are you doing? But that guy is no more 2 days later. I mean, it's terrible, right? So what are we talking about? What on earth are we talking about? Let us not compare. We have no idea. So many people, I know, one lady, another, in fact, his boss's wife, every day going to the gym. At 51 years old, she came into the house. She said, I'm a bit tired. I'll just make myself some tea. And she just collapsed there in the kitchen. What do you say? I mean, like, it's just shocking to hear these pieces of news. So anybody, because they have anything, is not necessarily in a better position than us. That doesn't mean, Deepraj, that we stop exercising. He said, oh, all those people exercise and look what happened to them. I'm not exercising. No such rule. Okay? So each one of us have to simply do what we need to do. And when it's time to go, well, we call it a day with our boots on. We go with our boots on. Until that day, we simply do day after day, minute after day, what needs to be done. And how do we do it? Just do it. No thoughts of the past. No thoughts of the future. What is happening? When will the university come? When will we do this? When can I do that? No thought. Just keep working. No time to think about when what will happen. Just keep working. And thirdly, no getting excited about the present. Excitement in the present is, oh wow, imagine you already got this. I mean, do celebrate. All small victories should be celebrated, definitely. But no overwhelming excitement for any reason whatsoever. Overwhelming excitement means that you're so caught up in that excitement that your intellect is switched off completely. You can take an example as you meeting your idol in life. Nilanjan, who is your idol? Who's your best actor? Who would you think is the best actor?
I think previously it was Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh.
And currently would be difficult to say. There are many out there in the industry.
So chalo, Shah
I
Rukh.
think
Shah Rukh Khan is still acting, no? He's given up.
No, he's still acting.
He's
Yes,
still
acting.
So
Right.
suppose you meet Shah Rukh Khan.
Right.
Can you continue a normal conversation with him, just like how you are meeting anybody else on the surface of this earth? If you can, yes, okay, very good. That means you have conquered excitement in the present.
Right.
Otherwise, people get so confused when they meet their stars, they don't know what to say to them.
Right.
And poor stars are left wondering, now what do I say to this person? Because there's just a stuttering idiot in front of them. That is called excitement in the present. You cannot function because you're so excited.
Right.
Like a dog, the puppy. When you come home after a long trip, that dog is so excited, it's running all over the place. It doesn't even, if you try to hold the puppy and try to hug the puppy, you can't because it's just so excited, it's running all over the place. So that's called excitement in the present. Milind, you had a question?
Yes, Janki. Janki ji, suppose I like some things, some work, and I repeatedly doing this. Is there any danger in this thing? What is danger in this thing?
You like someone and you're repeatedly doing what?
Some actions.
Depends on what that action is,
eating,
Milind. How can I say? Depends on what that
suppose
action is.
eating or such, whatever, any action, no?
Any
That is,
Yeah,
yes.
if your actions are sensible, then good, go ahead. If your actions are stupid, like for instance, suppose you like somebody and you're stalking them, then hello, please stop. So if you are if you like somebody and you are saying, come, we'll have a meal together or something, say, reasonable, then that's fine. What's wrong with that? And liking whom, that also. If you're already married and you're liking somebody and saying, come, let's go for a date, then please resist such stuff. So I don't know what is this. The question has to have more details, Milind, before we can attempt to respond. You like somebody and you take reasonable action, intellect-led action, that's fine, in principle. Okay?
Yeah. Can I just see the text again?
You're okay, Milind, right? Please put the text.
Yeah,
on.
yes.
Yeah, give me 1 second, please.
Omkar is bound up thinking it's all over now. You have a question, Joyce?
If there is time, otherwise I can leave it for next time. It's about, sorry?
If you said quickly.
All right, it's about the excitement, about the action that was performed. Let's say we see excellent results and we are very excited about it and we celebrate it. But my feeling was that it gives more energy to continue on the same path. That's why I don't understand why excitement could be a hindrance to the actual achievement of the higher purpose.
Okay, the world is made of pairs of opposites. The world is made of pairs of opposites. You get very excited because of success. You will get very dejected because of failure. And the end result will be like this. So please be excited about success. Please be delighted about success. Please celebrate it. Please allow it to motivate you further, but all under your own governance. So that when things do not go the way you would like them to go, you can maintain the same continuity of action. You're not supposed to stop, right, because of failure.
No.
So you have to be governed enough that you can continue. You continue when you succeed and you continue when you fail. Okay.
Yes. So it's not to be completely put off by failure. This is the actual. All right. Yes.
Sometimes people get so excited that they can't function anymore. They rest on laurels. Yeah. So
yes.
Maintain continuity all through.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
All right. Omkar, can you put that up again, please? The thing. Okay. So, so that's it for today. All of you are, I'm sure, aware. Is Surendra there? Surendra, are you here? Not there? You all are all aware that we are starting crowdfunding for the university, right? And I hope we are all doing this together. So please do join the crowdfunding crew, and you will be told what is going on. All right? Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Janki.
Hari Om, Janki ji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.